Hey guys, welcome back for another great video. So, who doesn't know Kuroko no Basket, one of the famous sports anime, and you guys probably looking for another anime similar to it. Same excitement, motivation, and based for people who love sport. Today I will go over 10 anime like Kuroko no Basket, but I appreciate if you first take a second to subscribe to the channel and smash even that like button. So, before we start, to make things clear to everybody, what I meant similar to Kuroko no Basket doesn't mean I will stick to basketball game. What I meant is similar to motivation, more adrenaline, excitement, inspiration anime, and I bet you got what I meant. And also, this countdown from 10 to 1, it's not ranked or anything. So let's get started with number 10. Moshi Pedal. Sakamichi Onoda is a cheerful otaku looking to join his new school's anime club, eager to finally make some friends, and unfortunately the club has been disbanded and he takes it upon himself to revive it by finding students who are willing to join. Without much luck, Onoda decides to make a road trip to Akihabara on his old bulky city bicycle, a weekly 90-kilometer ride he has been completing since 4th grade. This is when he meets fellow first-year student Shinsuke Imaizumi, a determined cyclist who is using the school's steep incline for practice. Surprised by Onoda's ability to climb the hill with his specific type of bicycle, Imaizumi challenges him to a race with the proposition of joining the anime club should Onoda win, and thus begins the young boy's first foray into world of high school bicycle racing. Number 9. Prince of Tennis. The world of tennis is harsh and highly competitive. Numerous schools from Japan battle it out to determine the best of the best. Seiyushin Gakuen Junior High School, more commonly known as Seigaku, is one of the most prominent contestants in this battle of the finest. Their team lineup gets even stronger with the sudden arrival of a young prodigy from the west, Ryuma, who is determined to prove himself and escape the towering shadow of his legendary father. This fine addition changes the team forever. Prince of Tennis follows the heartwarming and inspirational story of Ryuma on his quest to become one of the best tennis players the country has ever seen. He pushes himself hard so he can one day surpass his father's name and his own personal expectations. Alongside the rest of the Seigaku team, Ryuma fights to make his and his teammates' dream come true. Number 8. Haikyuu. Probably most of you know Haikyuu, a young boy inspired after watching a volleyball ace nicknamed a little giant in action. Small-statured Shoyo Hinata revives the volleyball club at his middle school. The newly formed team even makes it to a tournament. However, their first match turns out to be their last when they are brutally squashed by the wing of the court, Tobio Kageyama. Hinata vows to surpass Kageyama, and so after graduating from middle school, he joins Karosono High School's volleyball team, only to find that his sworn rival Kageyama is now his teammate. Thanks to his short height, Hinata struggles to find his role on the team. Even with his superior jumping power, surprisingly, Kageyama has his own problems that only Hinata can help with, and learning to work together appears to be the only way for the team to be successful. Based on Hiroshi Furudate's popular shonen manga of the same name, Haikyuu is an accelerating and emotional sports comedy following two determined athletes as they attempt to patch a heated rivalry in order to make their high school volleyball team the best in Japan. Number 7. Hero Nosora. Lacking what is considered the most important asset in basketball, Sora has struggled with his short height since the inception of his love for the game. Despite missing this beneficial aspect, Sora's unwavering drive never allowed his small stature to dictate his ability to play. Believing strongly in trying his hardest and persistently practicing to prove his capability in hopes of satisfying his mother's wishes, Sora enters Kazuroyo High School to become a member of the basketball club and compete wholeheartedly in tournaments. However, Sora is disappointed to find out that the boys basketball team is nothing but a retreat for punks who have no interest in the sport. Sora also comes to learn that brothers Chiaki and Muharu Hanazono, who he becomes acquainted with, have also lost their once-spirited motivation to play. Determined to revive the basketball team, Sora challenges the boys to a match against him, where his quick feet and swift movement overwhelm the group. Gradually affected by Sora's impressive skills, sheer effort, and tireless devotion to basketball, the boys unexpectedly find their burnt-out passion for the game rekindling once again. Going to number 6, Slam Dunk. 1% of the people who doesn't know this one very old famous sports anime. Hopefully it's about to return with a new animation, maybe on 2020 or 2021, but a big return for the anime again, and I'm excited so much for this one. Anyway, the story about Hanameshi Sakuragi, and famous for this temper, massive height, and fire red hair, rolls in Shohoku High, hoping to finally get a girlfriend and break his record of being rejected 15 consecutive times in the middle school. His notoriety precedes him, however, leading to him being avoided by most students. Soon after certain events, Hanamichi is left with the two unwavering thoughts: I hate basketball and I desperately need a girlfriend. One day, a girl named Haruko Akagi approaches him without any knowledge of his troublemaking and asks him if he likes basketball. Hanamichi immediately falls head over heels in love with her, blurting out a fervent affirmative. She then leads him to the gymnasium, where she asks him if he can do a slam dunk. In an attempt to impress Haruko, he makes the leap but overshoots, instead slamming his head straight into the blackboard. When Haruko informs the basketball team's captain of Hanamichi's near inhuman physical capabilities, he slowly finds himself drawn into the competition of the sport he had previously held resentment for. Now number 5 is iShield 21. Sena is like any other shy kid starting high school. He's just trying to survive, constantly bullied. He's accustomed to running away. Surviving high school is about to become a lot more difficult after Hiruma, captain of the school's American football team, witnesses Sena's incredible agility and speed during an escape from bullies. Hiruma schemes to make Sena the running back of his school team, the Devil Bats, hoping that it will turn around the squad's fortunes from being the laughing stock of Japan's high school leagues to title contender. To protect his precious star player from rivaling recruiters, he enlists Sena as team secretary, giving him a Vizard helmet and the nickname iShield 21 to hide his identity. The Devil Bats will look to make their way to the Christmas Bowl, an annual tournament attended by the best football teams in Japan, with iShield 21 leading the way. Will they be able to win the Christmas Bowl? Will Sena be able to transform from a timid, undersized freshman to an all-star player? Put on your pads and a helmet to find out. Now number 4, Free. Haruka Nanase has a love for water and passion for swimming. In elementary school, he competed in and won a relay race with his 3 friends. After claiming victory at the tournament, the 4 friends went their separate ways. Years later, they reunited as a high school students. However, Rin couldn't care less about returning to the way things used to be. Not only does he attend a different school, but the whole thing important to him is proving that he is a better swimmer than Haruka. After the bitter reunion, Haruka, Nagisa, and Makoto decide to form the Iwatobi High School Swim Club, but they will need a 4th member if they hope to take part in the upcoming tournament. Enter Rei Ryokazaki, a former member of the track team whose Nagisa's recruits. As the time to compete draws near, the 4th develop a close bond while training training intensely to come out on top and settle things between Haruka and Rin once and for all. Going now to number 3, Hajime no Yoppo. Makonoshi Oppo has been bullied his entire life, constantly running errands and being beaten up by his classmates. Oppo has always dreamed of changing himself but never has the passion to act upon it. One day, in the midst of yet another bullying, Oppo is saved by Takamaru Mamoru, who happens to be a boxer. Oppo faints from his injuries and is brought to the Kamogawa boxing gym to recover. As he regains consciousness, he's out and amazed at his new surroundings in the gym. Though lacks confidence to attempt anything, Takamaru places a photo of Oppo's classmate on punching bag and forces him to punch it. It is only then that Oppo feels something stir inside him and eventually asks Takumara to train him in boxing. Thinking that Oppo does not have what it takes, Takumara gives him a task deemed impossible and gives him 1 week time limit. With a sudden desire to get stronger for himself and his hard-working mother, Oppo trains relentlessly to accomplish the task within the time limit. Thus, Oppo's journey to the top of the boxing world begins. Coming across to number 2 now, Air Gear. Air tracks, also known as AT, are motorized and futuristic inline skates that are the new craze, taking the nation by storm. Although each AT comes with a speed limiter, a community of daredevils known as the Storm Riders are brave enough to tamper with the device, utilizing ATs in underground battles. Individual teams wager valuable AT parts or team emblems, their symbol of pride, to dominate the streets. Living in this era is Itsuki Minami, a middle school student notorious for engaging in street fights, always wanting to reach heights no one else is able to. The reckless punk will break through any obstacle that stands in his way alongside his best friends Kazuma Mikura and Onigiri. However, it is when he discovers a pair of air tracks in his house that the path of his true desire finally opens to rule the skies. And finally, guys, number 1, Daimono Acer. With a stray pitch that completely missed the batter, Asian Sawamura loses his final middle school baseball game. Frustrated by this defeat, Asian and his teammates vow to reach the national tournament once they are in a high school, but everything changes when a scout unexpectedly invites him to Tokyo prestigious Seido High School after seeing the potential in his unusual pitching style. Encouraged by his teammates, Asian accepts the offer, ready to improve his skills and play at a much more competitive level of baseball. However, now surrounded by a large number of skilled players, Asian struggles to find his place on the team. He declares that he will one day become the team's ace, but that's only if fellow first-year Satoru Furuya doesn't take the title first. With his breakneck fastballs that earn him a coveted spot on the starting roster. With the addition of these talented new players to an already powerful lineup, the Seido baseball team aims to become the best in Japan, facing off against a number of formidable foes that stand in their way. So yeah guys, this is it for today. Actually, I'm not used for long videos, but I will try my best to give a great content, so don't hesitate to support me for the hard work. And you probably know a bunch of them, I mean between those 10 different anime, but there is a chance that you don't know at least one of them, so give it a try and enjoy. Thank you so much everyone, and I wish you all a great day.